Many young men often believe that all issues can be resolved with force. They rule on people's fears and threaten those who go against them. Today, we will talk about 3 such guys who formed a gang that traveled to nearby villages to rob innocent people and scare the local girls. No one was able to stand up to them, which only caused the group to escalate. One day, they drove into a small village, quite drunk. They stopped right in the center of the village near the church, turned on loud music, and continued to drink, intimidating the locals. Unfortunately, this village was mostly made up of elderly people, so no one could confront the young men, which gave them the confidence to get louder and rowdier. The Sunday service at the church was ending, and people began to fill the street. The gang shouted obscene remarks at the elderly women leaving the church. Then their eyes fell upon a beautiful young girl who was there with her grandmother. They immediately ran up to her and invited her to drink with them. She attempted to politely refuse, then quickened her pace in order to get away from the brawlers, but they did not accept her refusal. One man grabbed her by the arms and dragged her to their car, then the other 2 picked up her legs to get her inside. The girl struggled and screamed, but to no avail. Her weakness only caused wild laughter from the men. Right before they pushed the girl inside the car, something huge and fluffy suddenly jumped out of nowhere and landed right on the neck of one of the men. Before he had time to realize what was happening, he yelled out in pain and released the girl. Then the animal bit another man's hand, causing him to also let go of the girl so she could run away. The animal continued to attack the offenders as they rolled on the ground, crying for mercy. Then the girl quietly called the beast, and he obediently approached her and sat down at her feet, ready to attack again at any moment. Only now did the men manage to see what attacked them. It was a huge wild cat, a lynx. They did not dare get up, fearing that the lynx would attack them again. They begged the girl to let them get into their car and leave. They promised never to appear here again. The girl gestured for them to leave, and she stroked her protector on the head, and together with her grandmother, went home. The gang was not seen there again, but the question remains, where did the lynx come from, and why did it protect the girl? It all started a few years ago when her grandmother advertised in the local newspaper that she would like to adopt a kitten in order to take care of the rats that had appeared in her home. The next day, a local hunter walking in the forest stumbled upon a little lynx, which had apparently been separated from his mother and gotten lost. He knew perfectly well that the little lynx would not be able to survive on his own in the wild, so he decided to take him home. While he was thinking about where to shelter the lynx, he remembered that he had seen an ad in the newspaper where a woman wanted to buy a rat-catching kitten. "Why, isn't this a rat-catching kitten?" the man thought and smiled slyly. Having arrived in the village, he found the woman and sold her the lynx. He told her that this was a thoroughbred kitten. The elderly woman had problems with her eyesight and she saw very poorly, so she wasn't able to see it clearly to see that it was a wild animal, so she gladly bought it. Time passed. The kitten grew. When he outgrew the size of an ordinary cat, the woman suspected something was wrong, and when her granddaughter came to visit from the city, she immediately saw a wild cat as her grandmother's new pet. She persuaded her grandmother to return him to the forest because you never know what a wild beast is capable of. But the woman became so attached to him that she flatly refused to do so. The woman and granddaughter took care of the lynx, and the beast also became very attached to them. He became completely tame and did not show any aggression towards people, until that very day when the violent men appeared in their village and threatened the girl. So friends, even a wild animal is able to show their gratitude at being given a good life. Unfortunately, not all people are capable of this, and sometimes we can learn good deeds from animals. After all, not everything in our life goes unpunished. Sooner or later, what goes around comes around. Do you agree? Share your opinion in the comments.